Hi everyone, welcome to Carla's stitching journey. I still want to say craftaddictk because you know what? That is my email, craftaddictk@gmail.com. I am super excited. There is a lot for me to show you. By the way, happy Halloween. I'm wearing my I Stitch a Latte. My team at work, we dressed up as the Spice Girls. I'll insert a picture here. We also had a lady that dressed up in her 60s outfits. And I'm sorry, Rachel's calling me, but we're going to send her to voicemail because I'm videotaping and she can talk to her dad. She's talked to me 3 times already today. I'm not a bad parent. Okay, so I'm really excited. So let me tell you what's going on. First of all, I have all kinds of things going on. I have my Moo to You and my Happy Haunting up here for my Halloween. This is a Lizzie Kate pattern, Happy Haunting. I turned it into a pillow. Ooh. I'm trying to put it back up on the shelf. We had a giveaway. So let me tell you about the giveaway. The giveaway, I had a heck of a time with the random comment picker, so blew that out of the water. Today is October 31st. It is the very last day of October 2025. It is Friday. I just got off work. I just ate my pizza for dinner and came up to my stitchy spot in hopes that I could get you a video out sometime this evening. So with that being said, I have a lot to show you. I have FFOs. I have 6 whips that we worked on this past week or since my last video. And I know some of you like the stats, so I wrote down the stats. My total stitches since our last video, which was, I didn't write it down, but it was last week because, you know, I've turned into this person that does videos every week. Who knew? 6,370 stitches. My year-to-date total as of this morning, 209,047 stitches. I'm sorry, I'm grinning from ear to ear. No, I'm not sorry, as a matter of fact. I am tickled freaking pink because this is a record year for me already, and I still have November and I still have December. So I have met my goals as far as total stitches. I have not met my goals with all the projects I wanted to stitch. So I'm introducing a brand new game. So we're going to talk about that. I have the giveaway and I want to show you FFOs and I want to go over some plans. So sit back. Hopefully you got a drink. I'm going to try not to talk a million miles a minute. And let's first of all talk about the giveaway. From my last video, I did announce I was going to do a giveaway of Silver Creek Samplings Reaper of Love. And the code word on that was love. And I did have a problem with my random comment generator actually working. I need to figure out, there must be a new way people are doing it because mine is not working. So I picked a random number, scrolled through my comments, and I picked Lucy Craft 1 is who, and I'm looking because I see her comment right up there. And Lucy Craft used the code word love and she is the winner. So Lucy, if you are seeing my video, please send me an email to craft, that's C-R-A-F-T, addictk @gmail.com. If I remember when I'm doing editing, I will try and put it along the bottom and I'll put your name in it if I can remember how to do that. So this is coming to you. I have my little sticker on there. I said I would draw it today and I did draw it today. Who am I? Crazy. Okay, let's talk from the last video. A few of you sent me questions and said, Carla, what is that project? Look at me up here on your wall. It's kind of sideways and we can't really tell what it is and we want to see it. So I pulled it down and I found out the name. It is, and I wrote it down today, called More Chocolate Bunnies. This is it. This is by Hands On Design. I finished it and framed it myself. When I say frame, loosely framed. Matter of fact, it may be dusty and need dusting. I don't know. I have little, I'm not sure if you can see, the little cotton ball bunny tails I glued on. And I believe I used the called for colors. This is I'm going to say it's a Dollar Tree fine frame. See? There's something on here that's a picture that I probably didn't want, and I covered it with this fabric. So I put this fabric on the back. I put this on a foam core, and I used some batting underneath. I wrapped it around, and basically that bugger's glued on there, so it's not going anywhere. But it's called More Chocolate Bunnies, and it is by Hands On Design. And I know if you do a search on your search engines, it does come up, so it is still available. I probably finished this. I couldn't even find the actual listing on my finishes, so it was before 2021 when I finished it. I do remember it being a very fun stitch, and it says life needs more chocolate bunnies. So I wanted to, because a couple of you had sent me messages asking if I could show that a little bit closer up and tell you more about it, so I wanted to do that. And since we're talking holidays, this week has been crazy. I have, and I looked up these finishes. So like I said, who am I? Not all of my things do I keep track of very well, especially my earlier finishes. I'm still working through the stack that Colleen from Grace Notes Fabrics does I don't want to say a side hustle, side business. We'll call it a side business as part of Grace Notes Fabrics, where she does lacing. If anybody's interested, you can definitely reach out to her. And I had given her a bunch of projects for her to lace for me, and I picked them up when I met them in August. She will mail them, but when we had the Grace Notes retreat, I picked up all of them then. She was happy to mail them, but I told her not to worry about mailing anything. But she finished them on foam board and laced them for me, so then all I had to do was find frames. So I have been having fun finding frames and doing things very unusual. And let me pause right there for 1 second, because I forgot one that's outside. Hold on. Okay, sorry, I forgot one out in the hallway, so I wanted to go and grab that. So FFOs. So these are FFOs that I finished over the years. This one, I don't think I picked it up, but I think this is a Lizzie Kate. The frame was free. It was on at work on the table for, we have a table that people bring in stuff or if they just don't want it anymore. And I picked up a bunch of frames there because people were getting rid of their frames or something for the last couple of weeks, so I snagged some. So this worked out great. This, I don't remember the name of it. I didn't write it down. I apologize. I do remember it was a Lizzie Kate. And I completely framed it, and it says, Christmas is forever, not just for a day, for giving, sharing, for loving, sharing, giving are not to put away. So I'm trying to not have the glare from everything. Obviously there's a glass front, but I like the frame. It brings out the golds, and it's Christmas. So I thought that was a nice finish. I probably, if I hadn't sent this to her to lace, I probably would have done this one more as a flat fold, but it is what it is. The next one I framed is called, because Halloween, it's called Witch Witch. And this is a design by La Di Da. And I put this in a black frame. I'm trying to get some of the glare off. I finished this, it looks like October 9th, 98. I don't even think I was stitching then. Maybe it was, I have no idea. I finished it in 2021. Right there, KP 2021. Not sure what that date is, but hey, whatever. So it was on a piece of fabric. I remember I got it at the Just Keep Stitching in Ohio, but I don't remember the name of it. It was just a one piece that they had there, and I liked the colors and didn't even know what I was going to put on it. So this is what I put on it. I know what that is. Now I know, because I put Rachel's, my middle daughter's, initials on it, and that's her birth date, because I think I was going to send this to her. It might end up in her Christmas box. She has an October birthday, so she's all about the Halloween-y stuff. Most of you know this one. My husband got me the frame. I'm not 100% sold because it is a shadow box, and it's a 1-inch wide shadow box, and this is Dressed Monkey on the Throne. So here she is in all of her glory. She's a little bit harder to frame She's just an odd size. And so we got her now. He's going to hang her up. I just said he couldn't do it until I did my video. But it is somewhat of a shadow box. It came with pins, so you can see the little white pearl pins on each corner. I just used those pins. I'm not sold on that. I maybe should do something different, but it's in there, and it's going to go in our guest bathroom next to the monkey butt picture. So there is Dressed Monkey on the throne. And if you do a search, I know on your search bars for Dressed Monkey on the Throne, she does come up. I purchased her on Etsy, and when I clicked on it today, it says that that store is currently temporarily shut down, so I'm not sure if there's other places you can get it or not, but that is the Dressed Monkey, and she was finished earlier this year on New Year's Day. Then I have more finishes. So this is a finish. This was Seeking Refuge. I started this on my birthday during COVID and finished it, and now I have it framed. I was at Hobby Lobby last weekend, and they had 50% off sale on all of their frames, so I bought a few frames while I was there. If it fit, basically if it fit, I got it. So this is one that I really like. My husband's already picked a place in the living room. He wants to hang it, so I said, no, you can't hang it till I have my video, so I need to show you. This one is Seeking Refuge by Scarlett House. This was, it says, when the world seems to be out of control, I find a way to nurture my soul, seeking refuge with needles and thread, the angst and anxiety no longer I dread. On the original pattern, there is another section below the words that's more black, and it has a little bit of flowers in it, and I just didn't gravitate towards me, so I decided to just mirror the green diamonds on the bottom. And the top color on the pattern, I remember you couldn't tell I had stitched, so I swapped it out for a little shade darker so that you could see that I did stitch it. I finished this in 2024, and I'm sure there's mistakes in there, but you know what? I don't care. I've got a light downstairs and a light upstairs on. I tend to do that on some of my houses because my stitching room is upstairs, and I thought this frame was just a great frame for it. So this was Seeking Refuge by Scarlett House. So now my husband will be able to hang that one up. Then I had one that I finished, and while I was finishing it, I broke the glass. Well, so I took the glass out, and now I have it without glass, and I'm not sure that I like it the way it's finished right now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, if I'm going to get another one and try for another one. This frame was not a frame that I could purchase like you would put a picture in. It was something that was like in their housing decor sections, but it was the right size. So I thought, oh, I could do this. Yeah, well, I was good until I broke the glass on the front. So I'm going to show it to you anyway. This is Prairie Life Sampler by Heartstring Sampler. It is based off of Little House on the Prairie, and this is it. And what I did was I had kind of have it taped. This is the matting that came with this frame, and I had the glass, everything in there, and I taped it to the back of the matting. And then when I broke the glass, I was just like, screw it. But this is it all framed, and I like the frame. I just don't know if I want to go through that again. So to give you an idea, I'm going to show you the back. So the back, it has all these stinking staples everywhere. All these staples, and it's kind of a thick because it's a heavy like a wood, and I'm like, you know what, and I was trying to bend one of those staples down, and I struggled getting it back in after I took it out because it did have a picture in here, and I took the picture out and to put mine on top of that. So then when I was trying to fold those down, it broke the glass. And it cracked and shattered all the way across. So, not recommended. but that is Prairie Life Sampler. And it says the real things haven't changed. It is still best to be honest and truthful, to be happy with simple pleasures and have courage when things go wrong. And it's got my initials, it's got my husband's initials. I finished stitching it in 2023. And inside this little stitching hoop, I put each initial of my 3 daughters in there. This is Jack, Pat, and Pet, the horses. And this is the Ingalls family up here. And, you know, they just have neat, like here's the violin and the egg basket, scissors. It's just a lot of interesting little motifs. The log cabin, the bear. It was fun. I stitched this on, remember the candy cane that they got their first Christmas, for those of you that have watched Little House on the Prairie, and the little tin cup. I don't know. It was something... Little House was something I grew up watching as a kid, coming home from school. That was what was on television right before dinner. And it was one thing that we could watch. So that would be Prairie Life Sampler. Fun stitch. Really enjoyed it. Okay. I think I have one more finish to show you. Are you finished, exhausted yet? Because I didn't even show you my stitching. I'm just showing you finishes. You should be so impressed. Look. I'm going to show you something funny. This is one of those picture wall hangings. I got this at Hobby Lobby. Actually, 2 of them came in the box. I think they were like $9 or something, because they were all on sale. So I think it was like $9. I don't think I spent more than $50. So there was 2 of them in here. But guess what? It is just the right size for one of my finishes. So I have this one as an extra one. If I ever finish another thing that's odd, I can use this if I want. So I wanted to show you that's how it started, and this is how it's finished. This is my The Land of the Free Because of the Brave. This is by Kimberly Mueller. I stitched it on a white even weave. I did change a lot of the colors. I used Victorian motto, like their primitive floss for the houses. I changed a lot of the colors. Trees and stuff I left the same as the called for in the grass. Main thing is I changed the colors on the houses. But it is, sorry, I'm trying not to, it's got all the flags and it kind of goes through history. You can see, I'm trying to see what you see. And I did glue this in, and I had stuff sitting on it to weigh it down. So that's where you see some of those will just kind of work themselves out. But there you go. So I know I can see wrinkles here, but that's my doing. That is not the person that did the lacing on this. That is all me. That's me and me clanking around with it. So, but we went from this to this. How about that? I'm liking it. I already know where I'm going to hang it. It's going to be hung in here above my closet. I think it's just big enough that I can put it, and it's light enough I can do it with command strips. So, there you go. All right. So those, my lovely people, those are my finishes. Oh, my goodness. All right, so let's talk whips. Let me pull my little cart of joy over here to my side of the place. Let's see what we're going to start with. Okay. I'm looking at my stitch counts. So I have my notebook down here in front of me, and I'm moving stuff around on my table. All right, so the first one up is Rise of Witches. This is Rise of Witches. It is by Lisa Parker. This is a story keep, so it means it's smaller than the average Heaven and Earth design. This one measures 150 wide by 400 high. I did 1,325 stitches. If you remember on my last video, we talked, and I'm looking at my board over here. We talked about this one. It is assigned to, on my Floss Tuber Frenzy, this one was assigned to Alchemist Stitcher. Oh, it's not staying up there like I want it to. It still might fall down, but we're going to try it. See if that will hold it. Okay. This is by Alchemist Stitcher, or it's attached to Alchemist Stitcher. And she did a whip parade, and then she did a regular video. So according to my own rules, I end up needing 1,000 stitches. And I did 1,325 stitches. So that means I was having a good stitch day, and I just kept going. So this is where I'll put in where I was somewhere, and this is where I currently am. I know I filled in this whole section over here since the last time I showed that. So not bad, right? I'm liking it, liking it. So that is Rise of the Witches. Then I always get excited to show you guys my whips and my progress. And I even think doing these more frequent videos is keeping me accountable to do more stitches. Let's see, this one is, Once Upon a Fairy Tale. This one is, let me pull up my paper. Once Upon a Fairy Tale is by Jenna Della Grataglia Maldonado, because, well, I have an easy name to say. 625 wide, 729 tall, 87 colors. This is how she will look when she's completed. I assigned this to Lydia's Leisurely Stitching. Lydia did a video, I believe it was her, it might have been her 24-hour cross-stitch vlog video that I like so much. She might have done another one. But anyways, I needed 300 stitches, and I did 525 stitches. So this is where I am now. I worked more in this section trying to bring this down. And then I was going to go for the page, like try and work a page finish. So that's where I was at. I've been working here, working down, working in part threads. And that's where I am. So, put that back in here. Are you hanging with me still? I had a new start. So I did do a new start. My new start is by Ciro Marchetti, and it is the Library Cat, and I did that for Cat's Day. So I just started it. I did 1,705 stitches on it. I have it in my stitch and button scroll bag that she made for me with the cats. And 1,705 stitches doesn't look like much, but it is a good bit. So that is what I have done. Not a whole lot to look at, but there's colors there. So I don't know. I've got a few more new starts that I want to start this year. So we're going to see how this works. I have scheduled starts this year. So we'll see how that works. So that is the, let's update my board with my stitchers on it. So that means I am all caught up on Alchemist Stitcher, and the Rise of the Witches is done. That one is done. Oh, I got another one to show you. Wonder where I put it. Oh, I'm not done. I got to show you more. Well, I can take Linda's Leisurely Stitching off. I'm going to show you my pink flamingo stocking. That was 600 stitches that I needed. And I saw Jen posted another video, so I'll have to add that on. And so we'll go from there. Okay, so let me get those two out because I wasn't done, apparently. So Jen the Caffeinated Crafter, I had assigned my pink flamingo stocking from Stone Creek. And the plan was for assigning this to Jen. I assigned it to her because she lives in Florida. And so I assigned this one to her. Well, since the last time I did a video, and I'm looking for my board, I don't see it. Of course, I probably moved it somewhere where it's in a very safe place because that's how you do things. So since the last time we did a video, let's see if I can use this. I needed to do 600 stitches. She did 2 videos since the last time. So I did 600 stitches. Sorry, it is not ironed, but I did this palm tree. I worked down here in the sand, and I worked on the candy canes in the middle. So, and I've gotten down to the bottom part of the toe. So there's a starfish in here that I'll be working on next. I might do some more of the pink up here for the flamingo. But 600 more stitches, and hey, I'm making progress, so I'm excited about that. And now she's done another video. It's her planning video. She didn't show any whips, but I think if a video is at least 30 minutes, I should at least give it its all. So since it was planning, I'm going to go ahead and do 300 stitches on this. She posted the video and she did some planning. So before our next time we meet, this one will get 300 more stitches. I found some more. Okay. The other whip I worked on was Lola Crow's Murder in the Pumpkin Patch. This is, oh, sorry, I'm used to my camera being on this side, and I don't know, I must have switched it today and have it set over on my right side, and I'm not used to looking over there. So if I seem to be like gravitating that way, it's because that's the side I'm used to, and now I've moved myself. So this is Lola Crow, Murder in the Pumpkin Patch. Gary from GaRon Stitchery is doing this as a Monday murder, and he's been stitching on this each week. I've assigned this replaced my Reaper of Love finish, and it is October, so I assigned this to him. I think I'm going to keep working on it through November, but if I don't finish it by the end of November with the videos being posted, then I'm probably going to put it away until next fall, because it just screams to me like fall Halloween-y stitching. But I have made some really good progress. So this is on an 18 count Aida. I am stitching 2/1. And yes, it's an Aida. There are fractional stitches on this pattern, just to be, you know, so if somebody's like, oh, you should have done linen. It's a very soft Aida, and I think I won't have any problem going for the fractionals, but it don't bother me either way. It's the beaks on the chickens and then the ears on the cat that's in that window back there. Those are the only places that has fractional stitching. So I'm comfortable with doing it on an Aida. You may not be, so I wanted to let you know. So since the last time you saw it, I did 816 stitches. So I have added the bird here, the crow, part of the murder. By the way, that's what they call a gaggle of crows, is a murder. And I added some fence, and we started up the tree that's here. So I need to do 300 more stitches on it because they posted a video and I haven't gotten my 300 still. So I still owe this piece 300 stitches. I was planning on working on that tonight and getting that done. However, I know they're going to do a video tonight, so I may save this and work on it next week and do the 2 counts together, because 300 is not much for me in a stitching session. That's more like a weekday stitching, so I'll see what they post tonight so that maybe next time I'll be able to have it all caught up both weeks. So, that's a whip. Okay, are you still with me? I've got one more whip. And then I want to tell you about my new game. So let me get this new whip, or not new whip, but let me get my last whip to show you. It is the Heaven and Earth Design Stitch Along for 2025. They just released, if you're interested in Heaven and Earth Design, they just released the 2026 SAL photos that are going to be options as of tomorrow, November 1st. You can purchase. None of them scream to me, to be honest, so I will not be participating in the Heaven and Earth SAL for 2026, but I've had a great time with the 2025, and I've loved stitching on this, and I like the challenge of it, and I'm going to meet the challenge. I know I will meet the challenge because I'm pushing myself to get it done. I'm running out of days, so I got November. I need to get it, just quit it and get it done. So this is probably going to be what I'm stitching on tonight and this weekend. This would be... Artwork is by L&L Designs, It is 292 by 292 stitches. It has 87 colors in it. It is Heaven and Earth Designs. Innocent Dreams is what it's called. And this is what it will look like when it's done. And let me loosen up my stuff here so I can unroll and show you more. I like showing more when I can, and these scrolls allow me to do that without losing tension, so too much. Okay, so this is where I am. So the top is completely done. I worked a lot in this area here, and I worked more on the lettuce or cabbage that he's sleeping in. Let me give this a little turn to bring that up a little bit higher so you can see current. Okay, so this is the bottom of the page. I need to come across here, and about to here will be the 5th and 6th page. So I just have this section to get finished for me to earn the other 12 or the other 11. There was 12 total patterns. If you complete the 6 pages, specific pages, then you get the other patterns for free. And there were some of those other patterns on the 12 that I really liked. I liked the drinks, and I liked the portal, and I liked the flamingo. So there was a lot of the other ones that I really liked. So I really want to at least get my 6 done. This is part of my Gridiron Challenge. The Gridiron Challenge, if you've not heard about it yet, is a full coverage fanatic game by Kim Hollenbach. And what she did is she assigned whips to football game teams. People were doing their own versions. I kept it simple because I don't watch football all the time. I'm not fanatic about it enough to follow it, and my husband is not a sports watcher, so I just look up on the internet to see what the score was. And so they played the Packers. My team is the Steelers. They played the Packers last week, and they lost. So my 2 projects, let's update the board. Okay, so we got GaRon 700. I still owe him 300, so that's the only one I owe. Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter, I owe her 300. I'm not good with holding up and doing stuff, so you're just going to have to bear with me. So I put them, and I put a little box there, so I know that I still owe that to them. In the scores that I use, if they post a video, it's 200 stitches. If they do a finish, I give them 200 stitches for each finish that they share. If they do a new start, I cheer them on by giving 500 stitches on a new start. If they show a pet, I give them 400 stitches, and sharing their plans is 100 stitches. So most everybody gets at least 300 stitches just for posting a video. A whip parade, I broke down and said I would do 500 stitches on a whip parade. And if they have a whip that matches mine, I will do 200 stitches for each whip that matches mine. And if I identify that they're doing a UFO, which means unfinished object, I will do 100 stitches to say bon voyage to that project for them and give my project an extra 100 stitches. So that's how I'm doing my, what we're now calling, I guess, the Floss Tuber Frenzy, thanks to Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter. She came up with that name. I love it. So it's my Floss Tuber Frenzy challenge. And I do foresee using the same challenge moving into next year. I'm waiting to see with the monthly videos, but I'm debating on, once I get finished with my Gridiron Challenge, I'm probably going to add 3 more Floss Tubers to my list. I want to add Stitch and Button. I want to add Seazook Stitch. And I have a few others that I'm toying with that I want to add. So, that being said, my Gridiron Challenge, I did 1,387 stitches. So now I owe, whoop-de-doo. Now I owe, oh, I'm looking for the eraser and I put it away. So that turns into 6,779 stitches. The problem is we had a game loss. So the Steelers lost their game, and so my 15,000 now turns into 17,500. is what I owe. If I stitch all that on Innocent Dream, I might just get a dang gum thing finished. Because we still have football going on. My opponent is my Stargazer. I have that assigned to the opponent, and the Packers won at 35 points. I am multiplying the totals by 100. So now I owe it 17,500. You'd think we were tied up. So, and I've only done 8,405 stitches on that one. So no stitches this week on that. So those are my totals for my Gridiron Challenge. Okay, now what I'm most excited about that I couldn't wait to share with you, and this is because of Jessie Marie Does Stuff. Jessie Marie posted a video. Bear with me, I'm going to move some things around because I do want to show you haul too, but I want to talk games right now. So Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff, she posted a video regarding she was doing a game that she named Milestone Manor. And how she did this on her game was she took the floor plan of her house. She had her husband participate by putting projects into envelopes, and so they were assigned to rooms. And as she goes from room to room, she gets to open up that envelope, and she has to either meet a milestone, she loses health points. She really didn't get really in depth with it. So I did ask a few questions. I haven't heard back from her yet, but that's okay. Life's busy. I kind of took the premise of the idea from her, but I made it my own, and I know she won't mind. So Jessie, I don't even know if you watch my videos, but if you do, thank you for enabling me with yet another fun game. Jessie's also who came up with the Baker's Challenge that everybody was playing. And that turned into the Floss Tuber Frenzy because some of us just don't watch baking shows, and we decided to go with the Floss Tuber Frenzy. So I have a challenge, and it's similar. So I've been really excited. I wanted to share this with you guys so badly. Okay, so I gave my husband 15 envelopes. They're doctored envelopes, I'll be quite honest. And I went online, and instead of using my house's floor plan, I decided we were traveling to Florida. And I found a Florida house plan that I printed it out. I brought it home. I handed my husband a stack of my whips, like on paper, that are whips that I have not touched this year. I gave him all the ones I've not touched this year. I told him there's 15 envelopes. I said, write on each envelope what room it corresponds to, and I'm going to travel about this floor plan, and I'm going to visit with whoever is in the envelope. So I have no idea who's in these envelopes. If I run out, then I will go and I have more in here that he didn't get to use. And I don't even know what's in here. This is sealed. He gave it back to me sealed. So I have no idea out of the whips I haven't touched how many he put in here. Or if they're even ones that I'm going to want to stitch on. But I thought this would be a fun way for me to touch my whips and get something done. But I wanted to make it even more interesting. So here's my envelopes. Here's my floor plan. So how I decided to do it was if I come in my front porch and you're in the foyer, that's where Stargazer lives. So Stargazer is my come back to home piece, right? But when you look at this floor plan, once I hit Stargazer for 500 stitches, then I can decide where I want to go. So say I decide I want to go straight ahead, I'm going to go into the family room. Well, there's somebody waiting for me in the family room that is visiting. So one of my family rooms is right here. And I will open this up and I'll figure out which project is in here. And then I have, because my friend gave me dice, I have Dungeon and Dragon dice. So I'm going to roll all the dice. There's like, what is there? 4, 5, 6, there's 7 dice, which I've already rolled prior to this video because I don't math well and you dang sure don't want to see me math on camera. So I rolled the dice, I took a picture, I will insert the picture here, I added them up, and I added a 0. That being said, I just lost a dice. Ooh, I'll have to find that. Oh, there it is. 1 second, because if I don't get it, I'll forget. Okay, so that being said, I rolled the dice, it came up to 116. So out of 116, I add a 0. That means whatever pathway I follow on my floor plan, I need to do 1,160 stitches. That would be considered I met the goal. Now, I'm going to give myself a deadline. If I meet the goal, and considering it's 1,160 stitches, I need to meet that goal within 3 days. For me, that's my challenge. If I meet the goal in 3 days, then I've met the challenge, and that is successful. I hope I'm not losing you guys. That'll be a successful trip to the family room and visiting with a relative, visiting with who's ever in the family room waiting to meet with me. Then I can make a choice, okay? Do I want to come back out into the foyer and see Stargazer, or do I want to continue on and go into, what's here? Breakfast. Do I want to go in here to the breakfast room, or do I want to go out here to the patio, the lounge area, or to the pool? So that's where this is kind of fun. And then when I come back, anytime I come back out to this main area is the Stargazer, and I'm going to give Stargazer 500 stitches. So if I decide to come back out, I got to do Stargazer 500 stitches, then decide what other room I want to go to. So some of my floor plan is attached to other places, and some of it isn't. So this is going to be fun. So I decided I'm going to do this online with you. If I work through it and I'm not ready for another video, I may just go ahead and roll and draw another one and keep going. But the whole idea is to just kind of get some of those whips that I haven't touched this year into some kind of, giving them some kind of an attention. Now, I may tweak it. I may do something different as far as health points and experience points and all of that. But for right now, I just wanted to keep it simple. Simple and easy. And look at what do I have? How many stitches do I want to do? I'm using the dice as a variable. My husband picked out the projects. I just got to figure out where do we want to go. So I think I am going to go with where I said, and I'm just going to go into the family room because that's straight ahead. So doing that, since we're just getting started, we're going to open up the family envelope. Oh my gosh, how's he got these closed up? Okay. We're going to open up the family envelope and see which whip we're going to be playing with. And I will show you. Oh, shit. Oh, the whip is Rosie the Riveter. I was going to UFO this. I really am not thrilled about stitching on it, nor am I thrilled about stitching that many stitches on it, but I'm going to do it because that is a challenge, and Carla does not shy away from a challenge. So, Rosie the Riveter it is. Rosie's in the family room. Great. Now, the beauty of this is if I work through all of this and I decide I don't want to visit the Florida place anymore, maybe I want to go to an amusement park, or maybe I want to go to a cabin in Alaska or someplace else. We'll just say someplace else. I want to go visit a castle someplace. If I can find a floor plan, I can just use it and make my own game board from that. So I kind of like that idea, the ability to do that. I keep turning it the wrong way. I like the idea that my husband is involved because he's assigned them all to everything. So he's already assigned them. He's already put them in the envelopes for me. So I like that. And I like, instead of doing the, I think Jessie called her slaying the monster in each room, I'm going to be visiting with whoever's there to visit with me. So we're going into the family room, and we're going to be visiting with Rosie the Riveter. Fun. I think that'll, and I have 3 days to do 1,160 stitches on Rosie the Riveter. Exciting, right? Okay, 3 days. Today is October 31st, so by November 3rd, I need to have 1,160 stitches in Rosie the Riveter. It can be done. It can be done. It can be done. That'll give me today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So by Monday evening, and if I am successful, then I may Probably won't pull anything else out, but I will work on some other whips that I'm going to need to get done. Okay, so that is my new game. We could call it Milestone Manor. I'm calling it the Florida Visiting Florida. You can call it whatever you want. But I hope you'll think about it and play along. It doesn't have to be hard. It's kind of interesting. I'm sure hers is more in depth, but she wasn't putting out the details because she didn't think anybody would want to play. Is there people out there that don't want to play games? I know there is. All right, so moving my paperwork out of the way. I need to talk to you about haul. So this week I got my planner for the cross stitch sole. I will do a flip through of this. I plan on recording something this weekend. I've already made changes and added things to it for the games that I'm going to play and working and getting things set up. But I'm happy to show it to you. It has, like, for instance, has who it belongs to. I already added in my Hogwarts, one of my Hogwarts games. I drew on the front paper here, I track my stitches every day. So this is months across and days of the months down and my totals across the bottom. I do that every day. It is a neat book. So it doesn't come with dates in it. They give you stickers printed out so you can put in your dates, which I suggest you pay attention because I didn't, and I just went with whatever they gave me, and it turns out that they gave me an extra day later in the year, and it threw off the rest of my year. So pay attention. So it's got your month calendar, and then it has your week with your to-do list, your weekly planner. So I think I'm going to have fun with this. It is much bigger than I thought it was going to be. It is very thick. It also, after the months, it has, after your weekly planner, after your weekly part of each month, it gives you a note section with grid dots and with lines. It also gives you, like I'm using it, I put my December bingo board for Full Coverage Fanatics on the back page of each month. I have whips and charts. So it gives you that section where you can write your whip lists and charts that you have. They have a whip go game and the rules in here. That's a Jessie Marie game that you play bingo. You put 25 goals in there and she draws 2 numbers a month. So I don't know. I have always been a bingo wipeout for whip go. So I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. There's a thread conversion chart. Look at, I said I'd do a quick flip through. It converts from Sullivan DMC, Weeks, Classic Colorworks, and Gendel Arts. So it's got a column for each of those. Then it has a section for your projects. I will warn you, somebody like me with 100 projects on our list, this is not enough project pages for us to use. I think there's 6 or 9 projects. Then it has a section, like this is the only projects you get. So there's only a few pages there. I would need a whole book that size. But I do like it. So maybe I'll just use it for what's finished because I won't get that many finishes. Then I have retreats, what to bring, you know, your packing list. It has a section on finishing supplies. So you can make yourself notes on different finishing supplies. It has a wish list section. So you can write your own wish list. Let's see. It has a note section that just has a couple of pages of just regular note paper. And then it has some definitions and stuff in the back that's different definitions regarding cross stitch. You know, what does WTF mean? And no, it's not what you think it means. It means waiting to finish. WTF. No. And there's a pocket here in the front and a pocket in the back. So I'm excited to use it. It's, like I said, it is definitely bigger than what I'm used to. It's thicker. This is my current planner I've been using. So you can see the size difference. And if you look at the thickness, it's quite a bit different. So I was surprised by that. It's hard to tell that when you're looking at pictures. But just to give you an idea, This is my monthly planner, so it's got the month, and then it has the weeks inside, which I like because I can write my different challenge groups that I'm in and how many stitches I need. This is where I track all that information. But it's not as big. It is not as all-encompassing as this one. The paper on this one is very thick. I don't think it's going to tear out easily. I take my planner with me everywhere. It goes with me to work. It goes with me at home. I always am using it. So I'll be anxious to see if I use it for the whole year or not. So that is one of my purchases. Another purchase I did was GaRon got me on is the Teresa Kogut books that are coming out or are out. So I ordered 3 from him. I really love Teresa Kogut. I love her designs. I love it when I'm out at retreats and I see people stitching on her designs because I just love her style. So I got Hello America. This is Teresa Kogut. It has 7 different cross-stitch patterns in it. I got Hello Autumn. And it has 8 different cross-stitch patterns in it. I haven't even taken it out of the cellophane that he sent them in. And then I got a Hello Halloween. This is previous years. This isn't this current year's. He was already sold out. So I have this previous year's Teresa Kogut's. And this one has, I guess it doesn't say how many patterns are in that one, but there's a bunch. And I really like Teresa Kogut, so there you go. I'll be kitting up some of those here in the near future. And I also got a nice little pink package that came from my dear friends at Grace Notes. And I thought I would open that with you. I'm looking for scissors. Why would I have scissors to tear open a package, right? And I know I have a few things that I ordered here. So, okay. So, I got a little mailer. I will read that I got. This is my fabric of the month. Okay, so this is not fabric of the month, but she did a fabric for Charlie Kirk when he was killed. She did a die for him called Kirk. And I ordered 25 counts. I got a fat quarter of that. And it's a nice blue. I'm trying to make, yeah, that's true to, I'm trying not to wash it out with my light. So it's a pretty color. But it's a nice pretty blue. Nice like a light purpley blue. There's some, looks like purple undertone, maybe a little bit. I like it. And then I have been getting both her neutral and color fabric of the month. So I believe this is the neutral. This is hot chocolate, and this should be, yep, 20 count Lugana. I think, nope, 20 count Ada. Sorry, 20 count Ada. I'm growing my 20 count Ada. I thought this would make a good neutral. And I had a couple pieces in here, and some of them I ordered, and some of them was the fabric of the month, so forgive me if I get them mixed up. Okay, that one I ordered. I know I ordered that one. Okay, and this one is the Secret Garden, so this would be the color one for this month. It is a palish green color, and it's called the Secret Garden. This is, again, 20 count Ada. It's pretty true. It's looking a little lighter, I think, on camera than what it's looking here. But, so you can kind of see. It is a nice, nice green called Secret Garden. And then I ordered a piece because I used up the piece that I had of Fermata. So this is Fermata, and this is a 20 count Ada. I told her, don't make a special die for me. Just next time she was dying, throw me in a piece. So, here you go. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. Wouldn't some Teresa Kogut look good on that? Like some of these American, or even the fall ones would look good. Oh. Anyways, just love it. So 20 count Ada, everybody laughs at me. I'm like, that's like stitching on 40 count, but I can see. Sure can. So, let's see. Those are my 3 fabrics that I got. She just posted a bunch on Facebook, and I just placed an order for some more that she's going to be bringing to me when we meet up for our planning retreat for next year's Grace Notes Fabrics retreat, which is in August. So if you're not part of the Grace Notes Fabric group, make sure you join Grace Notes Fabrics on Facebook. Reach out to her. She's always posting some different things for sale, some fabrics that maybe she has overstock of. Or, you know, she just is every now and then it just pops up, first one to get it. And so if you happen to be swiping, God bless you in your wallet. I'm kidding. She's wonderful. Their whole family is wonderful. So I'm looking. Am I forgetting something? Let me if you just bear with me 1 second. I just want to double check. Lucy Craft, don't forget, I got your giveaway, and I gave you my stats, and I told you all the different whips, so I think that's it. So, happy Halloween, everyone. If you just found me and you stayed clear to the end, bless you. Thank you for staying. Hopefully you'll like and subscribe. I'm loving seeing the new people popping in saying, hey, I just found your channel, so that makes me excited and happy. That people are still finding me. This is Floss Tube number 120. I was so excited to tell you everything, I forgot to welcome all of you. I apologize, and I'm waiting until the end of the video to not only welcome you, but also say goodbye, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.